Well, it's time for my NXT review. So I turn up the volume, and I got to say, this was a fantastic episode of NXT. It really was. Let's just go right into it. Opening match, it wasn't maybe. It was the best match on the show. Michael McGillicuddy against Antonio Cesaro. This was easily the best Michael McGillicuddy match I've ever seen. This was just a very good match. Crowd was really into this match. They really were. And I enjoyed watching this match. And at times it looked like that McGillicuddy was going to actually win this match. It was a non-title match. But it looked like at times that Michael McGillicuddy was going to actually win this match, but it didn't happen. Cesaro poked at the end. Cesaro poked McGillicuddy in the eyes, then lifted him up for an uppercut, and then hit him with the neutralizer. Got the 3 count and the victory. Like I said, this was the best match on the show, and that's saying a lot with the rest of the matches that I'm going to talk about here in a moment, but that was just very, very well done. So then we go to the next match, and it is a debut on NXT of Axel Keegan from the Boston area. He goes up against Bo Dallas, and this is just an interesting match. It's a good match because during this match, Axel hits Bo Dallas a couple times. He gives him a couple punches, and Dallas is like, "Hit me again! Hit me again! Hit me again!" And then Bo Dallas finishes Keegan off with the spear, gets the 3 count and the victory. After the match, Bo Dallas grabs the mic and saying how that he loves to fight. So is he related to Finley and Sheamus in the fact that he likes to fight just like they like to fight? I'm just saying. So anyway, he issues a challenge to anybody in the WWE from the top to the bottom. Not to a match, but to a fight. That's a that was a good promo. I like that idea that someone would challenge anybody to a fight, and I like how the commentators are like, "Whoa, that's big words coming out of Bo Dallas. Oh, I wonder if he's gonna back it up." So after they show a Raw rebound, stuff happened. That's my review of the Raw rebound. We go to our next match: Corey Graves against Yoshi Tatsu, and this match starts on the floor. Graves throws his jacket. Oh, and you know what? I like his nickname, Corey Graves. He is known as the martyr of misbehavior, or the leader of misbehavior. Pardon me. So he throws his jacket to Tatsu. Tatsu at first looks like he's going to throw the jacket into the crowd, but instead throws it up the apron. Graves goes out. They fight on the floor. And then eventually goes back into the ring. And then the point of the match, the whole story is that Graves is going for the leg of Yoshi Tatsu. Tatsu puts up a good fight in this, but Corey Graves locks in a leg submission that forces Tatsu to tap out right away, and Corey Graves gets the win. Then we go to our next match, Gavin Reed against Roman Reigns. Where were you when Roman Reigns appeared on NXT for the 3rd time? Okay, that joke's probably going to get old soon, but I just like saying it. And I have to say, this was the best Roman Reigns match that I have seen to date. Of the 3 times that I have seen Reigns on NXT, this was his best match. This is a complete squash. Roman Reigns gets the win. But like I said, Reigns just looks he looked a lot better in this match than he did in the previous 2 that he was on. And then he goes after the ring announcer again, berates him for how he announced, that he was the winner and all that. So then we go to the back for an interview with Tyson Kidd, and Tyson Kidd talks about his match, the feature match against Leo Kruger. And he said how that after this match, he's focusing on the NXT title and saying how he will be the next NXT champion. Well, that brings out Cassius Ohno, and he says that he's going to be the next NXT champion, and that Tyson Kidd better watch his back. And that leads us to our featured match on this episode, Leo Kruger against Tyson Kidd. Again, another good match for the main event. And this was the most defense that I had seen Leo Kruger show, because in the matches that I had seen, Kruger was just on the offense the entire time. Here, he's actually, getting attacked, getting beat up here. But, eventually Kruger does get the advantage in the middle of the match. And I really liked the ending, because early in the match, Tyson Kidd tries an elbow onto Kruger, but Kruger brings the knees up to prevent the elbow being successfully hit. So Tyson Kidd goes to the outside again. He springboards in. Kruger brings his feet up. However, Kidd stops himself from falling for it a second time, and he locks Kruger in as if he's going to go for the sharpshooter, but instead turns it into like a death lock or a heel hook, and Kruger taps out, and Tyson Kidd gets the win in another good match. After the bout, Cassius Ohno comes out. He attacks Tyson Kidd. Ohno and Kruger have a 2-on-1 attack on Tyson Kidd. And then all of a sudden, William Regal comes from the commentary booth, pulls Tyson Kidd out of the ring, and helps carry him away as Cassius Ohno has this confused look on his face. And that wraps up the episode of NXT. Like I said, this was a very good episode of NXT. McGillicuddy and Cesaro, if you guys have time, is worth watching. One of the best matches I've seen this week on TV. Maybe the best match on TV. And the main event was really good. A good showing by Bo Dallas, a very good showing by Roman Reigns, good showing by Corey Graves all around. And they hyped up, not too often, which I like, because sometimes in wrestling you can get carried away hyping up a big match. They hyped up Jinder Mahal and Seth Rollins for the next episode really well. They only did it 2 times, which I thought was a good job in the way of hyping a match. So that is the main event on the next episode of NXT. Seth Rollins defending the NXT title against Jinder Mahal. But this week's episode was a really good episode of NXT. It is worth going out of your way to check out. And next week, Jinder Mahal gets his opportunity again at Seth Rollins in the NXT title.